Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early June 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Geminis in their season. Might I add, it is Gemini season. And I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's shuffle it up here. And guys, talk to me. And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going. Let's rock. Let's see what we got here for you, Gemini. And while we get this first card out, I would like to wish you all a very happy birthday. From me to you, it is Gemini season, like I mentioned. And we are starting out here with a very interesting card. The Helping Hands, very spiritual, assistance-based, very dreamy as well. There's a lot going on with this card, a lot of different layers. Now, before we start peeling back the layers of that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about the card. So we see this lovely lady. It looks like she's taking a little nap, a little snooze, and she is surrounded by those hands. So, of course, this could speak about sleep, the importance of rest, relaxation. Maybe some of you are having a little issues in the night, issues sleeping, active mind and such. But the main thing I always think of with this card is spiritual protection and guidance. You see those hands, they're unseen, they're helping this individual. So for some of you, you might just need to hear that you're not alone, you are being helped. Even if you don't see it, feel it, sense it, whatever it might be, you have someone with you. Okay, this is a beautiful and encouraging type of energy, and I love to see it. There are also little archetypes of help itself, whether it's somebody asking help of you. Maybe there's certain things you're going through where you might need some assistance. It's all good. It's okay. We're all human. But those are the main three things I think of when I see this card. It's an interesting one, but let's get into tarot. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So yeah, let's get you three of these in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness flowing. Shuffle it up here for Gemini. Let's see what we got for my friends here in their birthday season. My gods. So, last week's reading was interesting. I would say the last couple of weeks, the energy has been much more favorable. Last week's reading was titled A Surprising Talk. So there was absolutely a possibility for someone you haven't heard from in a while, hitting you up or having a talk, a conversation topic that you didn't see coming. And remember, those energies could still bleed over for the next couple of weeks, but we're going to see what we have for you this week, though. Let's get it going here for Gemini. So yeah, always remember that these energies are very fluid. They're never set in stone, so we could be seeing your vibe or someone else's. Let's get these first three out here. What do we got for Gemini, please? Thank you. Yeah, here's that card of the past showing up once again. We got the Six of Cups. Could be doing a little reminiscing. This could represent soul connections. Could be people that you have a long-standing tie with. It's an interesting card to start us off with because we're starting in the past. All right, yeah, Page of Wands. A lot of youth here. A lot of new, a lot of youth. And we're still getting conversational type of energy, just like we had last week. Let's keep moving. Let's get one more. Very intriguing. You might be trying to turn over a new leaf. Okay, so we're ending off with the 10 of Cups. So we're looking pretty good here to start, Gemini. I don't want to get too excited or over the moon just yet, but so far I'm getting a pretty good energy off of this, especially with that 10 of Cups on the back end. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get that juicy, intuitive stuff rolling. Now, at first glance, when I look down at this spread, I notice that there's a lot of cups, there's a lot of water. That represents the realm of emotion. That's a lot of inner energy, especially with the wand. So there could be a lot going on inside of you, emotionally, mentally, things like that. But we could be dealing with the realm of feeling here in a very big way. But there's a lot of new showing up too. There's old, there's new, there's beginnings, there's endings. There's a lot of these little dichotomies happening. But let's go through one by one and let's talk about it. Position number one, the Six of Cups. Like I said, it could be a card representing a soul connection, soulmate, things of that sort. When I see this card, I think of history. I think of memories, thinking back on the past. And since it is your birthday season, that kind of shows up with signs in their birthday season. You can't help but look back on years past when this card shows up. It could just be a person that you have a ton of history with showing up here as well. So the Six of Cups is generally good, but it's all about not staying in the past too long, right? Like, it's good to look back on the past, but don't use too much rose-colored glasses. We'll talk about it more when we clarify, because whether it's a person or whether it's your mind, we'll see what's up. But moving to the center, we have this Page of Wands. Now, that could represent a fire sign. Pages could represent children. Often they represent new adventures, new endeavors. Pages are the students of the tarot deck. They're also the communicators. So just like last week, a surprising talk, especially with this card, from a lot of you could have people from your past reaching out, talking, wishing you a happy birthday, stuff like that. When I see the Page of Wands, it is full of gusto. There's a warning attached to this. This page can be a little confrontational sometimes. This page could also burn itself out, right? It needs to learn how to focus its energy. So in this time, like, make sure you're not using your energy on things that aren't worth your energy. That's a big thing with this card. But this could just represent some sort of conversation or talk as well. So we're seeing little notes of what we saw last week showing up in this week's reading as well. We'll dive in on this page, okay? Once again, whether it represents a literal person in your life or just something that's coming up for you. But as we get to the back end, we have one of the best cards in the whole entire tarot deck here. We have the Ten of Cups. This is complete and total wish fulfillment type of energy. This is everything, having it all. It's happiness. Now, of course, it could represent the family unit, the home. You see the imagery there. But the full cups represents the prototypical happy ending of some sort. So when I see it mixed in with these cards, whether you're moving towards this energy or whether it's coming in for you, it could just be really good energy around you. Having days when you're in a super good mood. I really like this Ten of Cups. And it could be various different types of wins or victories we're looking at when this shows up. So we'll get more depth when we look at all of this. But another thing that I do have to mention is, like, all this cup energy, there could be a lot of emotional things happening. There could be a lot going on inside of you. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. So I feel like a lot of the good energy from recent weeks are still bleeding over, which is nice. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Six of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Six of Cups time. Why is it here? Okay, that was quick. Beautiful. Yeah, looking back on the good times. Some of you could be thinking back on a mother figure as well. When we have this Venus type of energy, I feel like it could be a lot of different things here. There's so many different connections to the past. But we have the Empress showing up in the upright underneath the Six of Cups. Whether you're looking back on a mother figure, whether you're looking back on somebody with those Venus energies, so this could even represent romantic things as well to some of you. When I see the Empress, I think of bountiful blessings. I think of the goddess type of energy. So a lot of you could be looking back on the better times, or that could be something Spirit's asking you to do. Like, listen, it's natural for us to look back on rough things that have happened to us, tougher memories. But to fuel you moving forward, to push you into that positive energy, it's good to look back on good experiences you may have had, good impacts to you, to help propel you and move you forward. When we see this goddess energy, it's absolutely beautiful. And yes, it could be highlighting this very deep, loving care that we have. So like I said, I got that mother figure vibe for some of you, but this is Venus energy, whether it's a Taurus, whether it's Libra, and I just absolutely love it. And it makes sense showing up in a reading with the Ten of Cups. We're just getting a blast of good energy here, Gemini. We really are. And I don't want to negate it, or I don't want to downplay it or overcomplicate it, but looking back on the good times is what's beneficial, right? If you're going through tough ones, struggles, issues, looking back on the good times could help propel you forward. That's the main thing I'm feeling. Let's keep moving. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. But for some, I keep getting this message here, like someone thinking about their mom, someone thinking about their mom. So maybe you need to talk to your mom. Maybe you need to call your mom, for what it's worth, if you can. I mean, even if your mother's not physically present, you know, you could still speak. or commune in some sort of way. Let's keep moving. I don't want to get too off track here, Gemini. I just had to give that for some of you. But let's see what's up with that Page of Wands. And I've been seeing a lot of youth here as well. Hey, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, a.k.a. Kyle of Cups without a beard, having a beverage, having himself a drink in the upright underneath this Page of Wands. Okay. Yeah, this is someone really letting it spill, man. And I don't feel like this is bad. This could be very, very good. This could be a proclamation of how much someone cares. This could be a love proclamation or love offer even. This could also be an emotional talk, an emotional conversation where someone just gets what they're feeling off their chest. I'm feeling good though, Gemini. Like, even though we have all these other things that could be showing up and popping up, whether you're going through hard times, good times, things in between, this feels very positive to me, especially because it's right next to the Empress. It's in the upright. It's absolutely beautiful, this energy we got going on. Now, could this be a water sign you're connected to? Sure. Could this represent a masculine figure you're connected to? Absolutely. But the King of Cups shows up with that emotional connection, that emotional depth. So I feel like those are the same things. Someone could really open up and tell you how much they care about you, or vice versa. Maybe you tell someone how much you care about them. That could really be it here. But the main thing I'm feeling with the Page of Wands, the King of Cups, is someone telling how they truly feel. Okay, that emotional talk, the emotional offer feels nice. And notice we're starting to get people now. We're getting a lot of people showing up in this spread. Very interesting. We're going to move over to the Ten of Cups. So we're seeing good things in several different areas, just to be clear. We're seeing good things connected to past, personal relationships, communication. So I would lean into these energies in your season, Gemini. I would claim them and I would lean into them for sure. But let's go in on that Ten of Cups. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is this Ten of Cups here? This reading's giving me like the warm and fuzzies, and I really like it. And this just feels magnetic right here on the back end. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Ten of Pentacles. Now, of course, this could be read where somebody is like really trying to work and do something that doesn't feel like work. Like, we could link this to literal work and what you do for money, but I don't think that's necessarily it for a lot of Geminis. The main thing, the first initial thing I'm feeling, this happiness, these wins, these victories, is coming magnetically. Okay, so whether it is people, whether it is money situations, work situations, the energy is attracting to the Gemini collective in a magnetic fashion, because you're not going to have to put forth a lot of energy to do it. That's what this tells me when it's in reverse. You're not going to have to work hard. You're not going to have to work diligently. Now, that will help things along, of course, but for some of you, this energy is magnetic. That something big could be coming your way. Something or someone is coming to you magnetically, and this is a very good energy. So once again, we have various big wins. We have various big victories showing up here in different areas of life, all very claimable energy. Now, for another portion of you with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Ten of Cups, some of you could be really wanting to chase your passions in life. If you're looking for a change in work and what you do for money, there could be a much better occupation or something coming in for a lot of you where it doesn't feel like it's a lot of work. You're happy, you're content doing what you do. So that's in the future for a lot of you as well. So we're seeing like all the different areas of life improving, which is very, very good. Let's go through and do a quick little recap here, Gemini. Then we'll get into the shadow card. And it feels like spirit and the energies are with you, especially for the past couple of weeks and this week, even if you're going through a tough one. If you kindly look in the box here, position number 1, we have the Six of Cups with the Empress in the upright. Sure, this could represent a Venus soul connection that's very prominent, so love and all that. But a big thing I was picking up here is like thinking back on the positive memories to propel you forward. Think back on the good times to push yourself and motivate yourself. There was also this message that was coming through with for a lot of Geminis about talking to your mother, or at least attempting to, if you can. Moving to the center, we have the Page of Wands with the King of Cups himself right there without a beard in the upright. To me, this felt like possibly someone telling you how they feel or how much they care about you, or you doing the same. This could be some sort of emotional talk where someone just gets those feelings off their chest, but it feels very good to me. And for some of you, it's either an emotional offer or even a love offer for some of you. I know, I'm not just solely a love reader here, but it's showing up there. On the very back end, we have the 10 of Cups with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and that doesn't feel bad to me. Like I said, I'm feeling wins, victories in various different areas of life, personal connections, seeing the better parts of the past, moving towards the future. We have work. So we have all these different wish come true, victory, win energies showing up. Now, if I was seeing and feeling bad things, I would have let you know. This 8 of Pentacles in reverse could also talk about somebody chasing their passions and working towards something that doesn't feel like work, or a better work situation coming in. So please take a screenshot. We're going to get you a shadow card. Let's see what's in the shadows here for Gemini, please. Nice and quick. And I would say that was a pretty positive reading, my friends, especially in your season. The energies are very magnetic, moving towards you in a very positive way. Whether it's people or whether it's big events, positive ones. Feels good. So what's in the shadows for Gemini? Okay, thank you. All right, yeah, here's this moving type of energy. We have the Chariot showing up here for you, my friends. Now, the Chariot could represent a Cancerian. We did have water sign energy showing up here in this spread as well. But let's briefly go through this. The Chariot could usually represent forward momentum, travel, distance, just progression. It could also be a little bit aggressive, but remember, we're looking at the inverse of this. So this could be Spirit asking you not to be too flighty about certain things. Like if you make a commitment to certain things, see them through, don't bolt. This could also represent something in regards to travel and distance that you might need to take a closer look at. But I always like to warn that chariots were originally made to be instruments of war. So watch out with being too confrontational based in this time as well. It's something about being a little more agreeable is showing up as well. So maybe you're dealing with somebody that's very confrontational. It's hard to get them to be agreeable. Generally, the Chariot, though, in the shadows does talk about being a little more flexible, in my opinion, though, and not being too flighty. So, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the May subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air readings. But for the month of June, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which one explains how you're feeling currently right now. Which one are you vibing with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.